It's Jeremy here, and we're here at Time Culture Revolution happening tonight at Pavilion KL. We're here to check out some exquisite watches that are available on Showcase and speak to one brand in particular. What's the deal? Well, come along for the ride. We'll find out together. So we're here with the Managing Director of Graham, Mr. Patrick Singh.
That's correct.
Nice to meet you, Patrick.
Pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here.
Patrick, tell us about Graham, the watch, the brand, the story.
The story of Graham. That's actually a huge story. Let me go back in history. Graham started in 1695. Its origin, its roots comes from London, England. George Graham is known as what? As the father of the chronograph. This is what triggered our story today. Very important. He was actually one of those crazy mathematicians who invented a way to have a double engine into a movement, to basically be able to start and stop timing, and while restarting to recapture the time lost, which back in the 17th century, quite huge. Back in time, moving forward, during World War II, the RAF, Royal Air Force pilot, used to have exactly the same technology, a watch with a trigger. Why did they need that? Very simple. They needed a trigger actually because while going on a mission to basically attack the enemy, known as German back in the days, they basically had to turn the engine. Turning the engine, they had no instruments to measure distance and so on. So they activated the lever together with the trigger, which was invented by George Graham, to measure time, which equals distance.
I love it. There's obviously a very rich history into the design.
Definitely rich.
But let's talk about Graham as a brand today. What would you say is the design aesthetic that has both shifted since back in the day to now, and what's remained the same?
The technology, the care for innovation remain the same, and the quality as well, obviously. Today though, Graham actually has one main objective: to be somehow disruptive within the watch industry. We don't want to just be a me too. Design-wise, you mentioned it, the trigger is very key, but not only the trigger, the dials, the way we treat watches, the way we distribute watches, everything is different. We can't compete with the big groups. The only way to actually survive in today's industry is to be creative, rock and roll, to basically prove that those guys who will love Graham are like the brand, different, cool, have an attitude, and that's what we aim for, and that's why we're basically promoting.
So, well, thank you very much. But before we end though, quick question, what watch are you wearing?
I'm wearing actually a Chronofighter GMT. I personalize it, which is also a specificity of Graham. Every single watch can be personalized with a strap, with the bezel and so on. So this is a GMT based on the Chronofighter vintage. The trigger is there, start and stop. And I just love the dial. It goes now extremely well with my jacket, the red and so on. It's somehow fashion, and Graham is about a design statement more than just the technology of a movement. This represents who I am. It represents what I believe the man should be today. Rock and roll, cool and straightforward.
I have to say, I agree completely with the design philosophy of Graham. Thank you very much.
Soon you're going to wear a Graham, hopefully.
I soon will.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And there we have it. We'll see you around a bit.
Peace out.
Attention everyone.
Get our app, AFO Radio, from the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store.